Plaintiff Robert Klasko says the defendant is his wife's sister, and they live totally different lives. Robert claims his wife, who's with him in court today, just reconnected with the defendant 3 years ago, at which point he agreed to give the defendant a loan because her house was being foreclosed on, but he has yet to be repaid. Defendants Linda Floyd and her husband Charles say today is the first time Linda has seen her sister in 27 years. And the last time she saw Robert, he was sleeping with their other sister. Linda admits that they borrowed money from Robert, but insists he never gave them a repayment deadline.
Prove the case.
Your Honor, we haven't seen my wife's sister for probably 25 years. She's always led kind of a different lifestyle than we have. In fact, the last time we saw her was at a party at her house in Rochester. She had a different husband then. Probably 2 hours into the party, police cars started circling the block, and her ex-husband had grown a hedgerow out of pot plants. And there was this giant pot row here. And I told my wife, maybe it's time we got out of here. So we got in the car, and as like a parting gift, she was giving away huge pot plants, trying to get you to take them with her. So we figured maybe she wasn't the type of people we hung around with.
You didn't take a plant? Huh? You slow about answering, huh?
Yeah. No, it wouldn't fit in the car.
Go ahead.
They were amazing plants, though.
Go ahead.
Probably mid-2007, my wife wanted to see how her sisters were doing. So she called them up, and they acted like sisters, you know. Her and her other sister, they spoke on the phone a bunch of times, a couple times a week. They exchanged gifts, cards, stuff like that. And they did this for probably a year. Probably in October of 2008, we stopped hearing from her. And my wife left a couple messages, and we just didn't hear from her until finally she called back, and, well, my wife talked to her. And when my wife got off the phone, she says she's having her house foreclosed on.
Okay. Before we get to that, let me allow her to give some background.
This is my sister, Rhonda. I haven't seen her. It's about over 27 years. It's my little sister. I haven't seen her. I don't know what she looks like. If I turn my head, it's the first time I've ever seen her. The other sister, I have another sister. We all haven't seen her at all. I haven't seen Bob either because they didn't get along. She didn't like my mom's ex-husband or her husband-to-be, so she took off with Bob. Last time I seen Bob, he was with my other sister. They were together, sleeping together, and her friends. That's how I know everybody, for they grew up
Let me correct
together.
that. I've never slept with her sister.
And that was the last time, I called her because I was afraid that, after a while, she's family, and she's still your sister, He's a lot older than she is, and I figure after a while, something might happen. She might need somebody, So I got in contact with him, and we talked for a couple of years, and sent Christmas back and forth, talked over the phone back and forth, and it ended up here, Judge. I wouldn't wish this on nobody, I would like to see you somewhere else, Rhonda, All right, you're still my sister no matter what, You won't even look at me.
I'm mad at you.
You're mad at me? How can you be mad at me?
I almost took your home away, and I cared
You
enough.
don't know what a sister is, honey. I wish you could.
A sister was there for you.
I was there for you. I was going to come up and get you I was going to drive up from North Carolina to New York because she called and said she needed assistance. She needed my help because I was the one that hurt you.
Your help doing what?
They have problems, I'm not going to get in too bad, but they have problems and she needed help.
You kind of jumped from you all's relationship issues to I don't know how we got here. So you missed the biggest reason that you are here today.
I'm here. We talked, like I said, and one day I was upset when she called and asked me what was wrong with me, and she kept insisting, tell me. So I told her I was having trouble. I was going to lose my home. and she insisted that I let her help me. And then Bob got on the phone and said that, don't worry about it. It's a lot more money than we got a lot of money. That's the drop in the bucket, he says. And I'm going, well, I really don't want to do this. I don't know when exactly I could pay you back. Oh, I told him if it takes the rest of my life, I'll pay him back.
All right. Let me get to you, sir.
Well,
Tell me how the loan
that's
came
close to
along.
how it happened.
Okay.
My wife asked if we could help her, and my wife never spends money.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't. So when she wants to, we spend it.
Okay.
So she said, can we help my sister? And I didn't want to see them out of their house. So I called her up and I says, what do you owe? And they owed $3401 something.
And that's the amount you loaned her?
That's the amount we loaned her.
What was the agreement regarding repayment?
Well, after we loaned them the money, we stopped hearing from them completely. And I told my wife, I says, they haven't called. We stopped getting cards, no Christmas cards, nothing. And I says, you got to call them up and remind them we're still
When
alive.
was the first payment you received?
The first payment was in April of 2009. And
So you heard nothing from October until April.
Exactly.
Ma'am, is that true?
No, it is not, sir. I talked to them I sent them Christmas presents, and she told me not to spend the money on Christmas because we might need it. Okay, but I bought them Christmas presents.
You don't know of that to be the case?
No, I didn't get them, and I don't think she did either.
Yes,
no,
you did.
we didn't get them.
Yeah, you did, honey. I bought you presents.
About money.
I think that was the year before
Instead
that.
of those
Ago.
gifts, I'm sure they would have preferred that you give them that cash as a repayment toward the more than $3,000 they loaned you. Did that occur to you?
Yeah, it occurred.
And
but
did you pay them any money from October through April?
No, because they told me to get on my feet, and I told them I might take
Is
a
that
little while.
true? You told her to get on her feet first?
No, I told her, it's Christmas, you don't have to start paying us. Start paying us when you can.
All right, so what's the big deal, sir? If you told her in December of 08, you don't have to start paying us, pay us when you can, and then she begins paying you 4 months later.
And I asked her, tell me how you're going to pay us. I don't care how you do it.
What does she say?
She sent me a note with the first payment.
Sir, you don't have an agreement or payment plan.
After she sent me that note, I called her up and said, that's fine. It's going to take 3.5 years. It's a no interest loan. I said, that's just fine. As long as you stick with
It's
that,
just
we're
a
all set.
start. Look for one every week. I would never screw you to family members. Thanks again for the help. Now, what are you saying now, sir?
Well, for a month or two.
How long did you expect for her to pay? I heard something about 3 years. Is that the amount of time you were going to give her?
No, she was going to pay $20 a week and that's how long it would have taken.
And what did
had
you
she
say?
Paid 20,
What
and I
did you
said,
say?
that's fine. If you pay $20 a week, that's
That
fine.
would add up to how much? Between now and the date she told you that, how much would that add up to?
It was 16 months.
64 times 20. $1,280?
Yes.
And how much has she paid again?
And they paid $1,100 so far.
And you want to sue her?
It's not just the breach.
What is it
It's how
then?
she treated us after the breach.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with what she owes.
Well,
And
breach is
that
a
has
breach.
nothing to do with the contract. You're saying the way she treated you. The way she treats you has nothing to do with a contract. I don't treat my bill collectors right. When they call me at the house, I say, why are you calling me so early? Don't call me no more this early in the morning. They say, why are you treating me like this? I say, because you're calling me at 7 in the morning. But they don't say, well, we want all of our money, because they can't. And if they do, well, we want all of our money, Mr. Mathis, since you're treating us so bad. I say, I'm not giving you all of anything. I'm going to give it to you just like we agreed to give it to you. I don't care how mad you get.
Actually, Your Honor, she only paid 11 payments up until the first year.
It added
Then
up
she
to
sent
how?
a large payment once.
Yes.
When I threatened to sue her.
No.
Because we hadn't gotten anything for a month or two.
That's how you do once again. That's how you do a bill collector.
It was my income tax.
I'm not
I
a bill
bet you
collector.
everybody, yes, you are.
I'm not.
You are. That's
I don't
what
want to
you're
be a
here
bill
do.
collector.
You're here to collect on a debt. Everybody in here, they pay a little extra when the creditor calls. He said, I want my money else I'm foreclosing. Okay, well, let me throw him all the money I owe.
So you're saying there's delinquent and there's delinquent with a cushion. What's the
saying
cushion?
there's a
How long do I
measure-
wait?
I'm saying there's a measure of delinquency which you should take into consideration, particularly if there's no agreement on the payment plan. And you have something in writing, don't you?
Yes, there is a promissory
Let's look
note.
at that. And does it say any dates?
No, it doesn't give a time frame.
Right. And when there's no time frame for a contract, the law interprets it as a reasonable time. And for $3,500, 16 months later, having paid $1,100, that's reasonable to me.
Okay.
As such, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and come back and sue her once she breaches beyond a reasonable time. I would say, ma'am, that about 6 to 12 more months, if you haven't paid this debt, I will conclude that you've gone beyond a reasonable time, and therefore he should collect it all at one time. But as long as you're paying on a contract that has no dates, you even told him $20, and he said, okay. So
Yep.
you keep paying that $20 a month and you'll be
A week.
okay.
A week.
$20 a week. And you'll be what? Okay.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Good luck to you. $20 a week is my order from you to this gentleman until it's paid off.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
I wish you knew what it was like to be a sister, okay, or have a sister. I gave you the
I was
opportunity.
there that saved your house.
I was there for
I
you.
saved your house. When were you there?
I was there for you from him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Please.
I wish I could. I love you. I don't care what you
Yeah.
do. Okay.
I don't want to be enemies. I really don't.
I don't either.
I just want to get it paid off and forget it ever happened.
We weren't close to begin with.
I was the only one you were
When?
close with. The other sisters you weren't.
It's done. I mean, it's honestly done. She might as well forget I ever existed.
I do now.
Oh, heartbroken.